What's going on, guys? We are back here with... Wait, what is this client? This is a weird Arena update. I didn't know that Arena was going to look like this. We're back here with some Modern, as you can see here. So for those of you who don't know, I did put a poll out on the YouTube when, depending on when this goes up, maybe about a week ago. And I wanted to ask you guys what formats that you would like to see other than Standard, because I wanted to take a little bit of a break from Standard and kind of incorporate some other formats back into the rotation. Given the state of Standard right now, at least I've been playing against a lot of VV, and I kind of wanted to take a break from that. So I asked you guys, and the overwhelming majority was split between Pioneer and Modern. So got a couple of Pioneer videos down the pipeline, and we're going to splice in some Modern as well. And moving forward, I think I'm going to keep doing this, where I will eventually go back to Standard, so the people who want to watch Standard content, don't worry, it's coming back, it's not gone forever. But I want to kind of maybe try to dedicate like one specific day to Pioneer, one specific day to Standard, one specific day to Modern, and then kind of just incorporate more variety into the mix, at least until the ban list comes out in November, which hopefully maybe we'll get something sooner. But in any case, we are going to be playing Modern today, and I have just been obsessed with this card. I've tried this in basically every format, Standard, Pioneer, and Modern. Weapons Manufacturing is just a card that was, it's my card. This card speaks to me on so many different levels. I love playing with artifacts. I love playing with little trinkets. I love taking game actions. So Weapons Manufacturing is a 2-mana enchantment that says whenever a non-token artifact enters, you get a munitions. When the munitions leaves the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to anything. However, you can't sacrifice the munitions to itself. It's not like a food or a clue or a map. You can't sacrifice it. So you need a way to do that. Well, it just so happens that Modern probably has the best sacrifice outlet for artifacts ever printed, and that's Arcbound Ravager. So 2 mana, 0/0, modular 1. So when the Ravager dies, you can transfer its counters to another artifact creature, and you can sack an artifact to put a counter on this creature. So what that accomplishes is that if you have a bunch of Weapons Manufacturing tokens and you play an Arcbound Ravager, every single one of your munitions is effectively +3 damage, because you're sacrificing the munitions, putting a counter on the Ravager, and dealing 2 to your opponent. So you sack them all, put a bunch of counters on your Ravager, and then you sack the Ravager to itself because it sacrificed an artifact, not another, and then you can transfer those counters onto another artifact creature, maybe even something like an Ornithopter that already has flying, so it gives you a little bit of evasion. So that is sort of the idea there. Another card that we're playing, man, Edge of Eternities has a lot of bangers for Modern. Pinnacle Emissary, this card is ridiculous in this deck. So this says you can warp it for a single mana. It's a 3/3, normally costs 3. And whenever you play an artifact spell, whenever you cast an artifact spell, rather, you get a 1/1 drone token with flying. So it's pretty powerful in a format like Modern, where you have access to so many 0-mana artifacts. Mishra's Bauble, Mox Opal, recently unbanned. Well, not recently, but unbanned. Memnite and Ornithopter to pair with Springleaf Drum, so you have a bunch of mana acceleration with Drum and Mox Opal, so you have ways to cast Weapons Manufacturing early, and then a bunch of cheap artifacts to trigger Weapons and Pinnacle Emissary. We do have some traditional affinity cards like Thoughtcast and One Thought Monitor, but also Kappa Cannoneer, which is kind of like honorary affinity, where if you have a draw that involves weapons or pinnacle and you make a bunch of tokens, you can then use those tokens to cast Kappa Cannoneer. And on top of all of that, all the extra tokens that you make off of Emissary and weapons will also trigger Kappa again to put more counters on it. So the Kappa Cannoneer kills them very, very quickly. Rounding out the deck, we have a couple of Cranial Platings. Couldn't find room for a ton more, but it is quite good with Pinnacle Emissary, because Emissary makes a bunch of artifacts in the battlefield, and the Emissary tokens have flying, which is very powerful with stuff like Cranial Plating. And then we're playing an Urza Saga deck, so we do have some one-ofs here to tutor up. Lavaspur Boots to give the constructs haste. because Saga will make giant constructs. You can, on the 3rd chapter, get boots, give him haste. And then a weird one here, Claws of Gix. You may not associate this card with affinity, but this is a 0 mana artifact that says 1, sack a permanent, you gain a life. May not seem like something you would actually want, but it gives you a way for Urza's Saga to tutor up a sacrifice elded for weapons manufacturing. And that is just like the fact that you only have to put one of this card into your deck and you just have so much access to it because of the 4 Urza Sagas. It just gives you a lot of flexibility. Mana based, nothing too fancy. We have a couple of artifact lands. We have like 1 Citadel, 2 Silverbluff Bridge. This is the tapped blue-red artifact land. 1 Spire, 1 Island, couple islets. Nothing too crazy. And then on the sideboard, we have counter spells, mostly here to counter stuff like Meltdown, because you really don't want that card resolving. Hurkyl's Recall, good in the mirror match. Blood Moon, good against Amulet Titan. Galvanic Blast, good against Boros. I'm curious if maybe this should be something like Whip Flare or Fire Magic, because killing 1 creature against Boros oftentimes is not good enough. So I'd be interested in maybe playing a sweeper over the Galv Blast, but Blast does have a little bit more flexibility. It can kill bigger things, so I get it. And then some tutor targets for Saga, Cage, Crypt, and Needle. So yeah, really interesting and sweet looking deck list here. I have a soft spot for Modern, for Affinity rather. It was my first Modern deck of all time, and I was very sad when they banned Mox Opal, so I'm very excited to get to play this powerful 0 mana mana rock once again. So without further ado, I will see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. Seeing the sketch. Okay, come on, man. The Warburg thing in Arena is apparently going to be called Scion of the Spiders. Shut up. That's just not a real thing. Shut up. There's no way that's real. Spiders, more like your spiders. All right, what's this 1-drop? Let's go with the Collector's Cage. Memnite seems fake too. No, the Memnite's real. That I can assure you. Tilt. What does turn 1 Hedge Maze mean? Oh. I don't know if that's good or bad. Yeah, Urfolk. Chameleon, Master of Disguise. You'll never guess what Chameleon, Master of Disguise does. I'll give you one guess. Am I getting counterspelled? Oh. That doesn't matter, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god, I'm gonna be 1 short. Bruh. Dude, come on. There's no reason to float. No, I won't. Yes, I will. Watch. Oh, never mind. Never mind, I'm stupid. I can't count. True! I thought I'd be 1 short for some reason. Look, man, I never said I was good at math. I never said that. Sewing might go spawn. Give me a plating. How does he do it? Like, can somebody check his fucking PC? Can somebody please check his damn PC? Like, how exactly does he do this? How did I do in Orlando? At the SCG event, I went 5-4. I lost playing for day 2. Check in PC. Yeah, lost playing for day 2. I played the Super Sunday RCQ thing, and I just wanted to feel something, so I played that white-black aggro deck with like Bobs and shit like that. I went 0-2. I lost to Vivi twice, as expected. Like, I knew that was going to happen, but I just wanted to feel something, man. Spider Scarlet into the Draco deck? No, I don't want to do that. Dude, I posted this thing on Twitter. Winter Night Stories. But this card is also just really good. You just go 1-drop into that, you know? I'm gonna probably correctly assume this is a Blood Moon matchup. So I'm gonna do that. It's not even a meme, it's just good. But like, more realistically, you just go turn 1 Elf, turn 2, tap your Elf for mana, Spider, pick up your Elf, play Elf. And then you just have a 5-4 trample on turn 2. Like, that seems pretty good, right? I refuse to look at spoilers until they show in-universe cards. Well, good news for you, Mesris. They already showed 2 of them. Are we dumping everything? Yeah, I think I'm just going to do this. Are you tapping your Scion? You're attacking with it. So your opening hand has Leyline of the Guildpact, Scion of Draco, and Scarlet Spider, and you just decline to put your Leyline into the battlefield so that you can tap your Scion to pick it up with Scarlet. It's called 5-head. That is what we in the business call good deck building. Good deck building. Well, if you don't put the if you put the Leyline into play, it has vigilance. So you can't put the Leyline into play if you're trying to pick it up with Scarlet Spider. Just makes sense, you know? Also, Scarlet Spider kind of cool with Harmonize. Like, it's maybe too much work, too many hoops to go through, but you can go warp a Riddler, harmonize stories, and then pick up the Riddler with Spider, which is kind of cool. Again, that's like a 5-mana play, but just some things to think about, you know? Again, all of this is a moot point until they, like... None of the cards that we're talking about from a standard perspective matter at all until they ban something from VV, which is just the worst, you know? Like, none of this shit matters. There's a song for that. Oh, yeah, I know there is. You know a format where I could play these cards? Talk to me. Tell me more. Tell me more. It's in mono black Stompy. There's a mono black Stompy deck? What is it, like Ancient Tomb? Oh, is it like Barrowgoyf and stuff? Like Dark Ritual, Barrowgoyf, like that kind of stuff? Is Dark Ritual legal in Legacy? Yes. Yes, it is. See, you play Timeless and you're like, man, this Dark Ritual card seems completely fucked up, but that's just every Legacy deck, so. Ah! My Arcbound Ravager, no! Well, I guess we're casting. I guess we're Thoughtcasting this turn. Again. Please let this resolve. So I can go Opal Pinnacle. I think I'm just gonna save it for next turn, right? Yeah, I'll save it for next turn. Just Modern, will you try some Pioneer too? At least for today, just Modern. I can't speak on behalf of what the what the other days look like, but for today, just Modern. I got enough stuff that I want to try. We'll probably try to do a couple Modern streams this week. I mean, there's definitely been some really interesting Pioneer decks over the past couple of weeks. So I could certainly see myself doing a Pioneer stream. I'm also kind of curious to see like what the metagame, the Pioneer metagame looks like on Arena. I'm not playing if you have Wrath. Okay, that's fine. I was like, dude, if you Wrath me, I'm out of here. We're gonna go next. Consign to memory. No, Thoughtcast first. Wait, how the hell do I not have enough artifacts? Okay, well, I guess we'll do this then. Yeah, do not wrath me. Don't you fucking dare. Don't even think about it. Okay, how much do I actually care about this Flage? Because I could just kill it. Right? No, I guess I can't quite kill it. No, I can. Let's Thoughtcast first. I think either way I can kill it. Just debating if I want to deploy another Emissary this turn. Because now if I deploy another Emissary, I actually can't kill the Flage. Because I need all 3 of my mana to be able to sack 3 weapons. But, I mean, I gotta kill the Flage, right? The other option is just go Pinnacle, Opal, Thopter, Kappa, and kill it next turn. Honestly, that might just be better. Oh, can I turtle first? 4, 5, 6. Oh, yeah, I can. Okay. Yeah, that's just better. Yeah. So we'll go Pinnacle and then Turtle. This is bad if they have Subtlety. This deck is so sick. Jesus Christ. There's a lot of shit going on right now. Okay. I guess it's your turn. Like, I'll let you take a turn at some point, you know? I'll let you take a turn. So I have a 14/14 Kappa Cannoneer. I have 10 damage in play. Not bad. I didn't even realize that the Kappa would get +5 every time I played an artifact. because it's 2 emissary triggers and the... Well, actually, it's +4, right? 2 emissary triggers and the weapons. So yeah, it's +4. That's gross. The last time I tried to do that, I think I timed out like 6 times. It's impossible on Arena. You just can't do it. What am I thinking about playing in Pioneer? So there was a couple of different lists that have been popping up over the past couple of days, past week or so. There's like some Rakdos sacrifice deck that look kind of interesting. I'm gonna cast this. You have to have Solitude here, right? But yeah, there was a Rakdos weapons manufacturing deck. There was a mono red weapons manufacturing deck. Basically, all the decks that I want to play have weapons manufacturing. Unsurprisingly. I think there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with that card in Pioneer, so it makes sense. Are they gonna Solitude right now? That's a tough way to do it. Okay. So they have a counter spell? Because if this emissary resolves, they're dead. Okay, this isn't even close to good enough. What? They have subtlety? Oh, well, now they still have the chump block, though, right? I mean, like, it bought him a turn, but it's like, it's not even close to good enough, right? Yeah, I guess we could also try the Cauldron deck in Pioneer. I'm sure it's good. I'm sure that there is a version of Cauldron that's insane in Pioneer. I have to believe that. Because you just get a bunch of upgrades, like Consider is a pretty big upgrade. Yeah, I'm sure it's good in Pioneer. They can Wrath now? Yeah, but they go to 2 if they Wrath, and I just have, I still have 4 lands and a weapons. Oh no, I don't have the weapons anymore, right? That's a good point. Yeah, okay. Maybe we lose. Okay, maybe I lose. I kind of forgot they would get enough energy to weapon to Wrath there. Did forget about that. I hadn't thought about them just, like, banking a bunch of energy off of the discharges. Not that there was really much I could have done differently. Like, I don't know what I could have done differently this game. Bleach! Don't think that's good enough. Yeah. Not quite good enough. So, Metallic Rebuke, cut the platings, and cut a Memnite. I want to keep it in the monitor. Recall versus Wrath? I mean, I hadn't thought about that, but that's kind of a guess idea. All right, that's my turn 1. I still can't beat a Wrath. 0% to beat a Wrath. How does this deck ever beat Wrath of the Skies, man? I see people doing well with Affinity all the time, and it's like, do you just have the counterspell stapled to your opening hand? Because, like, I'm not going to win this game unless I draw a counterspell. Kappa in play? I had a Kappa in play last game, and they just wrathed my Kappa. That's not always the answer, you know what I mean? Oh, fuck, I can't Kappa if I do this. I mean, we just have to Kappa, right? Yeah. Yeah, we have to Kappa. Kappa, 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 Kappa. You had Force Negation. Do you have enough blue cards for Force? I guess you do with the Pinnacle Emissaries, right? 9, 13, and then you board into Forces. You could maybe play like a second Sink into Stupor as well if you wanted to. Okay, I can beat a Thunder Trap Trainer. That I can definitely beat. Just gonna make a token this turn, I think. Just promise you'll stay strong. You know what they could do? They could Solitude, target the Kappa, and then consign the ward trigger. They could do that, I guess. Well, they didn't. But they could have. Just saying, they could have. I didn't even think about recall yourself with a bunch of munitions in play. That's kind of hot. I don't know if this hand does it. Yeah, well, like I said, I don't know if that's a good plan, because again, you still can't bounce the Urza Saga is what I was getting at. But maybe it's good enough. This hand's really close. Chad, I need you to do me a big favor. Can you take a peek at the top card of my library and tell me if it's a land? It's 1 and 3 to be a land. Well, a 0 mana card also kind of counts. I didn't come here to bowl this hand, alright? Okay, see, the good news is when I miss, I can just immediately concede. Do, 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 do. I think I wait till turn 2 with this hand. Because then I can also turn the Mox on, play a 2-drop. Urza's mine. Oh, I can actually just double Emissary here, right? Which is, I think, a little better. Maybe that's not, because I can't play a 2-drop this turn. Might have been better to just not play the second Emissary there. Not sure. It's kind of close. Did I have any interactions with Mike Long? I didn't have any interactions myself, but I did hear some horror stories. Apparently, one of the matches he was playing, he was just like going off the entire time about like how he's an old school pro and he's got a podcast now. And like a spectator stopped the match because something happened and they wanted to call a judge, and he like flipped out. Apparently, it was wild. I heard some shit went down. I don't know what I want to do this turn. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, I almost wonder if it's better to just go Plating Equip and don't play the Ravager. I think it is. It's worse if they have a kill spell, but they can't... Yeah, they can Kozilek's command me. This play is pretty bad in the Kozilek's command. Yeah, I didn't experience it firsthand because I didn't play against Mike, but And I didn't really sit down at the table next to him, but I did hear some things. Some things went down. Oh, they just cycled? Okay. Oh, yeah. What else are they going to do? Obviously, they cycled. What am I saying? The old Natitron. I think I'm dead. I mean, the Ravager does help, right? The Ravager does help. So maybe I should bounce, attack, play Ravager this turn. I think that's the play, right? Can I get a -7? So they take 7, go to 11, and then I think I'm pretty close to killing them if they just play Sire again, right? I think. I guess they could have Sire and another Kozilek's command, but I mean, there's not really much I can do about that. Kappa. Well, now I could just get Boots and then haste the Kappa. But that doesn't kill them, right? Oh, it does with the Ravager, doesn't it? Yeah, this is lethal, I believe. Because it's... The Kappa itself is 5. 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So we just make mana. Yeah, this is good enough. Get le Boots. Get le Boots. And yeah, they can't really do anything here, right? Well, the plating is +8, so it'd be 13. I will equip my cranial plating. I will equip my Lavaspur Boots. Okay. Alright, Tron. So, moon my ass. Maybe Needle against them. Rebuke is also kind of interesting. Especially if they have a bunch of Sires. Yeah. Oh, man. That's another reason I wanted to start playing Modern again, is the RC's coming up, right? Like, I want to do a little bit of preparation for the RC's, because I'm going to be honest with you, I have no idea what I want to play. I think there's a pretty good chance I end up playing Boros, but, you know, we'll see. It kind of depends. What am I supposed to cut in this matchup, chap? Like, I think I just trim on some of the blue cards, right? No, I don't have opals. So if I was gonna try to play Affinity, I'd have to source opals somehow. I'm going to Houston. Fuck Vegas, man. I hate Vegas. You strike me as an avid Boros player. I mean, Boros is good. Like, if I'm trying to win, isn't playing Boros like a good idea? You know what I mean? I still like that Zoo scam deck a lot. I'm surprised that more people haven't tried that version, especially with how popular the Blink deck has been. My experience with the Zoo scam deck was when I played against Blink, I was just kind of destroying people. Yeah, it's so good into that matchup. I think I played nothing this turn. I could have turn 1 the weapons manufacturing. Maybe that was better. Did I see the blue-white Holly decks? Yeah, we're going to play one today. I want to try that. It was somebody got second place in today's challenge with it, and I wanted to try that. It's basically just like blue-white energy, if you think about it, with Riddler. And yeah, I'm interested in trying that deck out. I think it's it looks sick. It's the best way to sequence this. So I can go Citadel. Citadel, Ravager, Bridge, Bauble, Opal. I mean, it's definitely the Ravager this turn. I think it's just Citadel, Ravager, hold everything else. Because I want to save stuff for the weapons. I kind of assumed they would after the weekend. Because when I bought them, they were 22. I don't know if they went up over the weekend, but... God, this hand is so weird. See, this is the type of hand where you have to do a bunch of stuff to turn on your Opal, but then once you do a bunch of stuff, your other cards are kind of bad, you know? I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like, is this hand even good? Like, what does this hand even do? It goes turn 1 weapons, turn 2 hope to draw land, Emissary Ravager. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep it. I am going to keep it. Devourer of Destiny. I think the upside is too high on this hand. Question is, do I sack the baubles? I think I probably sack at least one, right? Well, if I sack one, the opal's turned off. But I need to find a land badly. Glaring Flesh Raker. Yeah, I mean, even with just a land, right, I can still just make a construct token with Saga. Well, I guess now would have to be an artifact land, but... Chalice on 0. That's bad. I believe there's a land on top. I believe. I'm not sacking this Bauble. You just gotta believe. Yo, land me. Okay. So now we can go Emissary. Ravager. And then I guess we'll just cast cast the Memnite to get another Thopter token. I mean, that worked out pretty well, I would say. And now they're like pretty close to dead. Because each of these munitions represents 3. Plus the next artifact will also represent 3. Yeah, I think I might... Well... I'm wondering if it's better to crack the Bauble, or is it better to sack it for a damage for Ravager? I guess it's probably better to crack it, right? Yeah, if they have command, they could put me in an awkward spot. So, scry, draw, and then kill. So, sack this. Deal 2. Sack this, steal 2. So they're at 16. I think I'd rather have a card than a damage. Like, I'm just debating if I want to get a card off of this or one more counter. So if I get a counter, it'd be 4, 5, 6. They go to 10. And then claws trigger. It's not quite enough. Yeah, I think I'm just not. I think I'm going to draw the card. So let's do this. Counters here. C. I mean, I'm planning on activating Saga. Well, that kind of depends, right? Depends on what the top card of my library is. Like, if my top card is, say, another Ravager or something, then definitely not. Or, like, even if I draw a Thoughtcast, which I boarded those out, so I guess I can't draw those, but I guess there's not a ton of cards that would make me not want to activate Saga here. Oh. Well, I think that just kills them, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I get Opal, I can play another Emissary. So Opal, yeah, that should be enough, right? So make red. Get an Opal. Keep this. Blue. Cast this. Do this. Yeah, this has got to be enough, right? Easy. That is an attack for 12 damage. Pew, 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 pew. So, like, if Modern has 20k cards, I mean, we got to be at least 12 to 13 away from Arena, if not a lot more than that. It's just not going to happen. I don't think it's realistic for them to ever do that. Why are you spamming bees? What are you doing? Oh, because it's Big Furry Monster. I was like, wait, what? Why are you just spamming a bunch of bees? I was so confused. Like, what did I miss? B, 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 B. I can't wait for the hint. Show me the hint. Wait, did it ask for converted? Oh, it literally said converted mana cost. Nobody paid attention, including me. Don't worry, I also didn't pay attention. Yeah, there was one person that did. Nobody else did, though. Mana value? No, the bot said converted mana cost. Papaya! I guess it's just better to play Ravager, right? It's way better if they have Bowmaster. Somebody said, a quick Google search says 90,000 cards if you include different languages and arts. Yeah, I'm talking about, like, individual cards, you know? Like, how many different Magic cards have been printed? Not including reprints and alt arts and all that stuff. Just, like, individual cards. How many do you think there are? Yeah, totally unique cards. It's got to be like 30k, right? Am I getting March of Wretched Sorrowed? They're targeting the... I guess, yeah, either way. I don't want to sack anything else, though. Damn praise in the stream like... Living in the gangster's paradise. Yeah, that's bad. That's not good. Wait, they didn't try to go for a soul spike? Really? Weird. Okay. I'm just gonna cast this, I think. It sucks that I can't give it haste this turn, but that's okay. Go to a vintage game and cast Pithing Needle and count. Well, there are cards that you can't name that are banned in vintage, right? Like the anti-cards and shit. It was probably fine, right? It seems fine. Okay. Okay. Just draw one weapons manufacturing. I mean, they're at 41, so I think that's going to be enough. I mean, I guess I'll try and win the game, but should not auto yield to that. I'm at 8 life. I just have to pretend that they have stone cold nothing. Because I don't think I can beat any spells anyways. But I think I have to leave the Construct token back to be able to threaten to trade for the Shieldred. Man, it's just, what's the point, though? They're just gonna find... they're just gonna find the other 2 Soul Spikes, right? Like, there's basically no point. If I leave them above 32, they might draw their whole deck. Well, look, they're at 33, so there you go. 5-head. It's all intentional. I don't know what the fuck that card does. Wait, they made me draw 3? Holy shit. Fucking gaming right now. Dude, bro is gaming. Holy shit. Right, but I'm saying, like, the win rate, like, if enough people found a good way to beat it, the win rate would have, you know, would have reflected that. Maybe it's just, like, there's too many of the VV players for that to materialize. I don't know. Is VV good enough to hang with blue-green Fu with Oko? I was having this conversation with somebody outside, like during one of the round, after one of the rounds. I think that the VV deck would take a complete shit, like just take the biggest dump ever on the Simic Oko deck. I don't even think it would be competitive. Hot take. Hot take. Maybe hot take, I don't know. Yeah, but you can just slow roll the Cauldron. Like, the reason the VV deck is so broken is you don't actually have to have anything in play to kill them. Like, you can just do everything in one turn. It's so stupid. So, like, every single sorcery speed interactive spell is just not even playable, you know? I will say, I think the mono red deck is reasonable against Cauldron. I think the mono red deck did okay against it. I mean, the person who won the tournament played against it 13 times and he went 11-2. Like, he definitely found something, right? Let's admit that. But I think Mono Red is the only other acceptable deck in the format right now. It's like the only deck that can even compete with VV. No other deck even came close to 50% against it. Bro just said, kill your one Ravager? Aight. What'd they bitch? Soul Spike, really? Don't they just get destroyed by Saga? Kinda seems like it to me. Got a Necro for me? Not even a Necro? Go to 7. Nice thing about this is now their Necro's a lot worse because they're already down to 7. That ain't good enough. Nope. I attack with my minions. Never give up. Never surrender. Oh shit, wait. Alright, they go to 1. Sure, I mean, they still can't win, but like, they're not technically dead. Okay. For some reason, I thought that they would still die if they cast that, but I miscounted. And then I think a lot of people saw that on Thursday, and they tried to switch their versions to the Viper version. You would not believe how many people asked me if I had Scalding Vipers. Like, a staggering amount of people asked me if I had Vipers. It was absurd. But, yeah. So I think a lot of people tried to switch to Scalding Vipers, and that was ultimately, I think, the more popular version of Mono Red. But the winner did not have Viper. They chose to just play. They had the Needleheads, but not the Vipers. Should I keep this hand? It's really bad if they have Thoughtseize. I'll ship it. Okay, better. Is better. Much better. Bauble is Demonic Tutor. No, my opponent casts Thoughtseize, they take my Mox Opal, and I cannot cast a single card. There's no way I'm keeping that. Come on, man. You're insane. Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious as to why people didn't really experiment with that card before. Because I'm kind of with you, Shoop. I feel like that card had, like, it's just a good card. Like, it's a pretty good rate, you know? Oh, that was such a good draw, because you know there's no chance they play around the second one. That was such a good fucking draw. Yeah, cast your Necro. Unfortunately, you took my counter spell. Sag. I have 2 artifacts. So if I make 1 main phase, I still don't have enough, right? Right, and this, make 3, then it costs 2, so we'll just pass. Do I think I'm going to bring Domain Zoo to Houston for the Modern RC? I'm really thinking about, I'm really kind of debating right now between Domain Zoo and Boros. We'll see what happens. Like, I'm sure some things could, I'm sure like different things could happen over the next couple of months. I really want to try the blue-white energy decks. They're like Blink focused with Quantum Riddler and Starfield Shepherd and Halia. I think those decks are kind of sick. I want to try that deck out next, because I was really interested in trying, like, the energy shell, but just a little bit different, you know? There's no chance I play Belcher. 0% chance I play Belcher. That will not be happening. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Nope. Nope. Dude, Force of Despair is so bad against Saga. Okay. Well, I guess I'll just get... I mean, I'll get the boots anyways, because I have the other Saga next turn. It's 16, so this is 6, they go to 10. If I sack Bauble, yeah, still lethal, so... What you got? They topped a Necro. So they're going to go to... I mean, they probably just have to go to 1 here, right? Steve played the blue-white deck, but he was struggling against Boros, especially Ragavan into Removal Spell. Yeah. I mean, that deck was playing Pending, I think. So maybe you need to play more Pendings, but it's also playing Solitude, so I feel like you should be fine against Ragavan. Aren't the SpongeBob cards on Moto? I don't believe they are. Of the opinion, if you deal with Vivi, the format still is an issue due to how many cards they banned prior. Is Vivi the only problem after assuming a ban? That's just not a good argument, though. If your argument is, format is bad, so we shouldn't ban card because format will still be bad, well, guess what? Your format's still bad, you know? Like, that's just not... that you can't really use that as an argument to not make a ban, you know? And I don't necessarily disagree with you. Like, I think there are maybe some other problematic cards. But I think the thing that they need to do, I think this is how you fix Standard. It's not anything to do with bans, although obviously bans do help. I think the way that you fix Standard is just go out and say, hey, by the way, we're going to do ban announcements every single month. But, like, the other nice thing that going to, like, once, if they want to have scheduled bannings, going to once a month, the really nice thing that allows you to do, let me think here for a sec, one sec. The really nice thing that allows you to do is, so a situation, Singman, thank you for the 21 months, I appreciate that. The situation that we have right now, right? Standard's obviously cooked. They need to ban a card from Vivi. They're not necessarily sure whether they should ban Vivi or Cauldron, and they're also not necessarily sure what other things and problems could arise after a ban. The way to fix that is if you do once a month bans, you can say, okay, we're going to gamble a little bit, ban Cauldron, see how the rest of the format shakes out, and now, even if the format gets cooked, you only have 1 month between to then say, okay, well, next month, now... looks like we banned the wrong card. Let's ban Vivi this time. Dimir is a problem. Let's ban Curiosity. So on and so forth. But it's just a huge problem when there's 3, 6, 12 months in between ban announcements, because you can't just be like, oh, let's do one thing and see what happens, because seeing what happens is waiting 12 months. And you can't do that. You know? Yeah, and also, even though there's an announcement every single month, that doesn't mean you have to make changes every month. You can just, like, there's going to be some months where everything is fine, and you can just go out and say, hey, the formats are fine. We're not going to make any changes this month. That's okay, right? You know? All right, any Arcbound Ravagers in my future, please and thank you? That's turn 2, by the way. The problem is the possibility stop people from buying into. Yeah, but like, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're WotC and you really want Standard to be a competitive, like you want to push Standard as much as possible. You want to make it your main competitive format. You simply cannot have a competitive format that only takes action once a year, especially with the number of sets they're printing and the amount of power level that these sets are being increased by. It's just not feasible. Like, the standard format, if this is the cycle that we go through for the next 2-3 years, like, it's just nobody's going to want to play it. You know? Like, I'm pretty sure that. Also, the other thing you have to, like, the counter argument is, okay, well, people don't want to buy into a deck because they're worried it's going to get banned. People don't want to buy into a deck because the format is unplayable. You can also just use the counter argument, you know what I mean? Like, can I cast double Kappa? I think I can, right? I guess I saved the drum. Yeah, I could save the drum. Alright, well. Kill me next turn. This deck is sick. The problem is wanting Standard to be the main competitive format. Pioneer, Modern, even Pauper players are more used to get their decks banned. Right, but I think that's just, like, again, not necessarily a good argument. I think they just need to, like, understand that if in order to be a competitive format, changes have to happen more frequently. That's just the way it is. You know, like, look at other games. They don't even have to be card game related. Just games like fighting games or like first person shooters or anything like that. They don't do like developments every 12 months. You know, whenever something needs to get patched, they just get patched instantly. Like, imagine there was a bug in, I don't know, like World of Warcraft, and they just didn't fix the bug for 12 months. You know, nobody would want to play. It's the same shit, you know? I think I'm dead this turn, by the way. Well, fuck. I did ask, yeah. I did tell them kill me next turn, and they sure did. I'm trying to think if it's better to go Emissary, Thopter, or just play Cage. I could also just do nothing. Actually, I think nothing is better, because that's a turn 3 Kappa. Yeah. Standard will never be healthier. Standard will never be healthy if they keep printing cards for Eternal formats into it. Sure. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like a completely different conversation, though, right? Like, I don't disagree with you. I certainly don't disagree with you. Because I think part of the, like, the universe's beyond design philosophy is they want these cards to be, especially the legendary creatures, right? They want to make them more powerful to make them C-playing commander, but they just have to, like, be better at walking that fine line. You know what I mean? Well, yeah, that too. That's what I've been saying the whole time, you know? Just first Monday of every single month, ban list announcement. If nothing changes, you don't even have to put an article at, well, I mean, I'd like at least something saying, like, here's the article, no changes happening this month, you know what I mean? Like, at least something. But, like, you don't have to make changes every single month. You can just give yourself the option to. They're backing themselves into a corner by doing these yearly scheduled bullshit announcements, you know? Yeah, monthly format tuning, that's fine. whatever they need to call it to justify it, that's fine, you know? All right, please don't kill me. We did do this years. We did this years ago. It feels like people have memory hold it. How miserable it was. Trying to remember. Was the once a month bans, or was the once a month bans during like initial Fire era, Omnath, Oko, that kind of shit? I don't remember. Because I'm trying to remember what it was. I'm trying to remember what it was before they... No, we're just dead. Before they went to, like, you know, once a year. Initial Pioneer era. But also, again, you have to realize different circumstances have occurred over the past couple of years, right? Where it's very obvious they're not only upping the power level of the average set, but they're also just adding more sets a year. So as you continue to add more product into the ecosystem and more cards into the ecosystem, and you're increasing the power level, like something has to give at some point. You can't basically give us more cards and give us more busted cards, but also not change the frequency at which you need or decide that they want to ban something. And that was Affinity, 2 3/2s. I do like the addition of the extra weapons and the extra Ravager. I think that was a good addition.